Hello and welcome to a game of Dota. Well, you know, I would normally say Dota, but I can actually say this is a game of AtoD. That's right, we are going to be having a reverse captains mode. It is the AtoD 3, or at least the third edition from Dota 2 reverse captains mode. Organized by, of course, Ham Sandwich, who might be joining me for later casts, but for now is still busy organizing some of the stuff that is required for this tournament, and that might actually result in an extra game for today, as we have 3 scheduled games today. 2 of those will feature 4FC, 2 of those will feature iCCup, I believe, or at least 2 of those will feature the retry, PGG's team. We're going to be having 4FC versus iCCup, then 4FC versus the retry, then the retry versus HWA. That's right. That is the Turkish team. But for now, we are here with 4FC and iCCup. And the way this is working for people that are not very familiar with this reverse captains mode is that the draft that you see is like iCCup is drafting for 4FC, and 4FC is drafting for iCCup. So the heroes that you ban out are heroes that you absolutely do not want to have to play, basically that. So nobody wants to play Meepo. Meepo will probably gonna be seeing banned out every single time. And we also see 2 heavy carry heroes banned out by iCCup with the Medusa and the Faceless Void. And now there are also some extra rules, because each team is forced to draft for the opponent team at least 1 strength, 1 agility, and 1 intellect hero. Next to that, there has to be 2 ranged heroes. There's like, yeah, that's mandatory. You have to have that. And I see the chat going mental about the jokes, apparently. Well, they weren't that good. But yeah, we're gonna be seeing Age Separation getting banned out, which is quite interesting, as that is not that bad of a hero. I mean, he actually has a disable. One thing that you want to, of course, make sure of that your opponent has as least amount of disable as possible, and can't really get any combinations going. For example, only having heroes that require that good start, that require some farm, and then try to, of course, end it earlier than that. As we saw actually last time, the first game of the European group was very enjoyable. We had a Drow Ranger, we had a Shadow Fiend. Those were on the same team, by the way. And you know, that's one of those kind of teams that you would think would need late game, but then they were up against a Spectre, and it ended up being a fairly long game. So both teams kind of came to fruition, which was very nice. And of course, if you want to see that, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm gonna be sending you to my YouTube then, because that is on there. And we have got some heroes without disable. We have a Huskar, so we've got a strength and a ranged already. 2 ranged already drafted by iCCup. They only need 1 more agility, but the rest is all able to be melee. Melee is just, you know, it's a bit harder on the lane, and in these kind of drafts, it's often that a lot of it is decided already in the draft, and not even having to deal with the lanes, because the draft is just so important. We do see now Necrolighter, because you can't forget, his ulti is a disable. And it is a great hero against the Huskar. So this is actually something that iCCup, they like, you have to see 4FC drafted this for iCCup. So they already drafted a counter for a hero that iCCup was gonna ban, or gonna pick up for 4FC afterwards. So very nicely done, I'd say. So that iCCup has a counter towards that Huskar. Spectre picked up. We saw Spectre earlier as well in the AtoD. Just a hero that just needs a lot of time. Now the thing about a Spectre is that when she gets that time, she is gonna dominate. So you're kind of playing with a time limit, unless you get yourself some other heroes as well that can do really well with that. But we see iCCup thinking about what they should pick. So far, they haven't given any disable to their opponents. Wait, how is this awkward? This is awkward. We just saw them having. I'm starting to get confused. So we are seeing the lineup of iCCup already on the bottom. That's something that I forgot. So that means that 4FC have actually something against the Huskar. Well, that's great. Vice versa then. So 4FC is drafting right now for iCCup. that's the one that we should be thinking about.
10 seconds remaining.
And it's there was a time when it actually got changed around after the draft was done, I believe, but it looks like that's not the case. And Bloodseeker is the last one here. And again, not someone with a disable. Phantom Assassin, a pretty decent hero. But the thing is, she requires to have a bit of luck to get those crits going. So far, that is an agility hero. So that is iCCup being free to draft whatever they want. They have range. They have the attributes to the intelligence, strength, and agility. They've got all that done. We see that 4FC, they still need to get one more ranged. And they still need to get a strength hero. Now there is still one strength support, or strength ranged left, that is a Wisp, is also a support. One thing that we don't often see though is those supports, purely because laning makes a big difference and supports are of course fairly strong on lane earlier on. And you kind of want to force your opponent to go with the support that is not necessarily a support. Now I have to say, both Necrolite and Spectre, we've seen those on the same team before, and they actually did really well in the end. Phantom Assassin also, I mean, I'm kind of thinking, like, normally I love, by the way, just in case you're wondering, I don't normally cast a reverse captain's mode, so I'm just trying to say whatever comes to mind, because there are so many different possibilities for this matchup. It is quite insane. Like, for example, right now I'm expecting Necrolite to be played as a support, even though it's not really that ideal, but you can't really assume that you're still gonna be getting a support. With Phantom Assassin, on the solo off lane, he can do that. We've seen that before. Spectre gonna be farming still. As I mean, iCCup, they know that they still, or that the 4FC still has to draft strength heroes and a ranged. So we're probably gonna see strength heroes and a ranged being banned out. If that makes sense. Yeah, it does. It does. I think actually Death Prophet as a support wouldn't be that bad, but she also needs levels. Husker mid though, one of those heroes that can do that. We still have the Draw Ranger in, someone that we saw of course last time could be doing that. I'm just trying to find out what these teams are gonna try to give each other. I mean, you don't want to give each other disables, that's sorted. There's not that many melee left that don't have disables though. Melee, well, there's not that many strength that don't have disables. Huskar is one of them. And considering that Dire still needs a strength hero. I mean, last time we saw and an Ogre Magi and an Earthshaker, 2 disables.
Radiant team
there goes the Slaughter. Slaughter has been an okay hero for either team. We saw him last time doing really well. As soon as he got his Blink Dagger up, which at some point he had, you've got this great initiator with the stun. But I don't want to be playing it. Not a chance. And last pickup incoming for iCCup. Ban out, I should say. Ricky is the call. Ricky is the call indeed. And that's gonna be 4FC. But continuing to ban out those strength heroes. Strength melees that I don't want to be having. Maybe one more strength melee hero left to be banned out. Because of course, I mean, that's the thing that they're still missing. Maybe they want to ban out a ranged hero that they definitely don't want to have, like an OD or something, even though OD is actually quite nice, especially against the Husker and the Bloodseeker. And kind of forcing your opponents to go for BKBs. And it's a Skeleton King that they don't want to have. They do ban out 3 heroes that actually have disables. Quite interesting to note that. And let's see what iCCup is going to pick up for them. Is it going to be already a strength hero or a ranged? Or both, or either. Because, I mean, if you'd want to have... yeah, there's strength. I was gonna say.
Dire team pick.
Still only a range left. Kunkka is actually a very nice hero, though. But right now they have and a Phantom Assassin and a Kunkka. That means that they have 2 heroes that have... you know, based on luck. And the reason I'm saying Kunkka is based on luck is because you're expecting him to go for a Chrysalis and then trying to get those crits up on those torrents that he's trying to hit. By the way, for people wondering, this is indeed a tournament that you can get with a ticket inside the game client. It's not that expensive actually, so you can just buy it. And after today, because of course the tournament is supposed to be cast by Toby, but as you know, he is still on his way from Germany. To Germany from Poland for the EMS, so he'll be casting from tomorrow onwards. So You'll be having the rest of the AtoD games for Europe from him, as you'll continuously have the AtoD games of Americas from NeoDota. So you can check that out as well. Let's see what 4FC is going to draft for iCCup. They're completely free to pick whatever they want to pick. Completely free. Ogre Magi is the call, and that is a disable. Disable based on luck, and actually a pretty decent hero if you combine him up with the Huskar and the Bloodlust. I mean, he can actually work out. But he also can't really do that much in the lane, and that is something that you have to keep in mind. Lanes are going to be fairly important here as well. Just how the lanes are going to develop, and how much time you buy for your team, especially if you're considering that a Spectre, Phantom Assassin, Kunkka, they need some time to get their items up, to get their levels
10
up.
seconds remaining.
So if you then just make sure you have got heroes on your opponent team that
5
can't
seconds
delay,
remaining.
or you know, that can't speed up the game too much, like an Ogre Magi. You do alright for yourself. Sniper is going to be the last one, so another carry and a ranged, of course. 3 agility heroes it ended up with, and that is going to be probably a support Kunkka, which has actually been done before. I have seen a support Kunkka in one of the games. I don't know if that was actually a serious game, but I believe it was no Tidehunter at the time, and they were able to run it. And just as a utility hero, you've got, of course, the X marks the spot. The Torrent, it's brilliant.
10 seconds
Tidebringer
remaining.
was actually the one that I meant before when I said the crit on the Torrent, but I meant the
5
crit on the
seconds.
Tidebringer.
5 seconds
But the
remaining.
Torrent is a really nice one here to have.
Anti-mage.
And there's an anti-mage, is the last one for iCCup. Another carry, another hero that needs time, and now you're actually quite in a tough position right now. You kind of, like as I said, 4FC wants to make sure that they have some time to get their items up. But at the same time, if you get time, then anti-mage gets time also. And that can be definitely tough. But we're gonna be seeing how they're gonna be dealing with this, and how they're gonna run their lanes, because that is quite important as well. As we see Mag actually picking up the Huskar, which is meaning that he is probably gonna be going for the Huskar off lane. Resolution could very well go into the jungle. That is a fairly decent way to do it. I mean, I guess iCCup has got a quite decent laning stage. Death Prophet mid
10
is quite
seconds
solid.
remaining.
Mag on the off lane, Bloodseeker in the jungle. As I said, he won't be farming as
5
fast,
seconds
but it is better
remaining.
than to just have him trying out as support somewhere. So he can go in that jungle. We just dig, of course, as a support, and then it will be the anti-mage played by Jackal on the bottom lane. At least that is what I'm expecting, as I just thereby introduced everybody of iCCup. So Resolution, Bloodseeker, always want to fly Death Prophet. We just take Ogre Magi, Mag on Huskar, and Jackal on the anti-mage. And it looks like 4FC require a bit more pause, because they have not decided yet how they're gonna run their lanes. We see Curly picking up the Phantom Assassin. No real surprise, Curly is normally the player for 4FC that goes on the off lane. And as I said, Phantom Lancer is Phantom Assassin is a fairly decent hero on the offlane. It might not be the best hero, obviously, but it is reverse captain's mode. It's the best you can get, basically. You get your dagger to farm with, and you can just get your levels, and it is fairly doable to have that. You of course got your escape as well as a Phantom Strike if there's a creep wave close by. We've got Kunkka indeed being played as support, Iconoclast, the support for 4FC, or at least normally not for 4FC, but today he is, and normally he is playing support, so that will be them. Strangby will be farming up on the Spectre, and I think we'll be seeing a sniper mid perhaps, and Boomski then as support Necrolite as well, so tri-lane maybe in the top with Spectre farming him, and Bloomberg up against the Death Prophet in the mid lane. Well, we're gonna see how that is gonna be working out when we actually have got ourselves a go. iCCup calls the go, and 4FC as well. So here we go. Let's see how their lanes are actually going to be distributed, and if I was actually right, because that's always the question, of course. As in these kind of things, it all comes up to what the players think is right, and I might, I'm not a professional player, so I might just think that different things are right than them, and they will do it differently. But we will see Mag actually going. Oh, does that mean we're going to be seeing an aggressive stuff? No, Mag going on the bottom lane. And actually hasn't bought anything. Well, he bought something with hunger. He bought tangos, that's it. And Resolution in the middle lane. Okay, fine. Shield and a Quelling Blade. Does look like he's going into the jungle, but Can just be going very safe in the mid lane. And a dual lane top. Could be too. Could be. We are gonna be having an aggressive trail lane with this. That is interesting. That is definitely interesting. That means Krilly is gonna be farming on the safe lane by himself. We still have, I mean, the lanes are like the groups are the same. The lanes. It's just the top and the bottom lane getting switched around. Aggressive trail lane wise, Iconoclast with this disabled with the torrent. That might actually be working out okay. Mag getting a bit of harassment. Only has one set of tangos. I'm quite curious to see what he is going to be building first, as we see that Jackal finds himself in some trouble. Wow, he has a long cloak.
Double damage.
I don't really see where the cloak should come from. But he has a very long cloak. Like it's getting wet and everything. But Anti-Mage rotating top, you do have another encounter as Krilly with a double damage rune gets another stun. We have another wave, and that might actually be the first blood. A couple more hits needed. He is eating a tango. Might be able to be enough. Another Crypt Swarm will be there in 1 second, but he won't be able to reach it anymore. Krilly gonna be safe. Gonna be eating more tangos, and also, of course, gonna be having something else to be brought, because this is all he has, that one tango. And always wanna fly. I think he just, there we just want to die, but they just want to secure the first blood. There we go. Done. Jackal picks it up. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, Mag is going to be left alone, so he'll be by himself. Up on the solo safe lane. And, I mean, the same thing now goes for, well, not really the same thing, but it is Mag on the solo lane. He's just on the safe lane rather than the suicide lane. Resolution taking a bit of damage here, getting silenced up by himself, of course, and is actually having to be very careful there. Happy he has tangos, will be forced to use them. Sniper in the mid lane will be having a fairly easy lane up against the Bloodseeker. And on the top lane will of course be continuously tough for Krilly to take. But like I said, he has his dagger to try and farm with. And more importantly, he now is no longer on 100 HP, so he will actually be able to be a bit more ballsy. Jackal's gonna be happy with that first blood money. We have got iCCup after that aggressive trial lane, rotating a bit and gonna try to do something in the mid lane. One thing about Sniper is, of course, that you can't really run. You don't really have an escape, so you're gonna probably die when people come for you like they do now. I mean, running for your life might be a solution, but the dot is still ticking, was still ticking. The Crypt Swarm is gonna be there. Torrent actually from the side. Iconoclast coming in there. And Blomberg might actually be keeping alive. There's another stun. One more hit needed. Boom, you're dead. It is Ogre Magi that picks up the kill. And it is Iconoclast that comes in to take the experience in the mid lane that's being left for him. So 2 for 0 right now. iCCup taking the lead. Mag actually deciding to farm a bit in the jungle rather than anything else, knowing that the bottom lane wouldn't be safe for him to farm in. It's gonna mean that Strengby is gonna be okay with the farm, gonna be okay with the last hits. He is keeping up with the anti-mages. Anti-mage is has already burned out Krilly's mana completely. It's gonna be so tough. Like I said earlier, I mean, he can farm with the dagger. Well, you can't really do that if you don't have any mana. In the meantime, in the mid lane, more action going on. Resolution might actually be the one to die here. More hits needed. Iconoclast actually taking a lot of damage. Always want to fly. Having to back off. Here comes We Just Dig, looking for a stun. Finds it as well. The right clicks are needed. And they don't have any mana apart from Ogre Magi. But he has a cooldown. And that is going to be Iconoclast moving back. And Blomberg keeping safe and continuing his last hitting. Even though he is slightly behind the Bloodseeker, but only by 1. But this is all of a sudden an aggressive tri lane middle. Or just a tri lane middle. Just in general. Awkward. But not even that bad. Resolution can't really getting too close right now. He is, look at that. I mean, the headshots that will come, it's so annoying to deal with. And the range now, of course, also helping out a lot by just making sure that the creeps are not going to take aggro on the sniper. That is something that is very important to note, of course, as we have got Krilly in some trouble. We just Dig hanging around here waiting for that stun. There is no escape now for the Phantom Assassin. Doesn't have a Phantom Strike. And if they go on her and continue going on her, she will be going down. There we go. There's the stun. There's the Bloodlust as well. And Krilly running for his life, trying to do something to We Just Dig before he goes, but yeah, is at least going to be able to stay alive. But can't really do anything in return. That's kind of a sad thing, of course. As we now have Iconoclast rotating top to try and help there. Use level 2 in the meantime. Levels are, of course, going to be fairly important. Krilly actually is going to be going down here. Probably. One more hit needed. Jackal, come on. There we go. Fairly easy kill indeed on the board. 3 for 0. iCCup. Making their lanes work out. And that is like a... Wow. Boomski. Gonna be running. He does have another Q. There we go. The pulse doesn't do enough to kill off Mag though, and Mag is gonna be able to stay alive with the help of his vitality. And that is gonna be another kill on the board. iCCup. Just having these early levels as Bloodseeker goes down in the mid lane. That is the first kill for 4FC. Blumberg picks it up. We saw him harassing. He's almost level 6 right now, and he might be able to turn this around. Like, in normal games, you would look for, like, even if you're behind at the start, you know, it can happen. It's even, you know, 3 kills difference, not that much. But then you look for heroes that can turn it around in the mid game. So you see a Kunkka that is a support. Not gonna be as easy of a time to turn it around as yeah, he's gonna go down. One more hit. Boom, there he goes. We just Zik in some trouble, but he just stuns up Krili, who doesn't have any mana anymore to jump after him. He only has a dagger left. Jackal saving the life of the Ogre Magi. And I think actually maybe if Krili is lucky, he can turn this around when he's level 6. But I think that for now, 4FC is kind of regretting giving that anti-mage to iCCup, because that anti-mage is really doing a lot here, and is just really helping out. And you know, just giving someone a blink on your opponent team when you don't get any real disable for yourself apart from the torrent might not be the bestest idea they ever had. But anyway, always want to fly. When he's level 6, he can make a difference for sure. There will be some towers going down, and so far they don't really have that. But the pushing power of the Death Prophet, very nice. And counter push wise, 4FC, they've got the Kunkka as Bloodseeker goes down again in the mid lane. Blumberg getting the harassment up, but they would also have some counter push in the sniper if he picked up shrapnel. Not even 1 level, which is quite unorthodox. Normally you pick up at least 1 level. Whoa, Mag is gonna be going down there. Boom, Spectre getting the last hit with his dagger. Nicely done. And that is gonna be something that the Huskars, of course, are famous for. Suicide jumps. As we just Zik knowing what's going on. Might be trying to dive this. Coming in from the side. Krili is gonna be burned away from his mana. There we go. And here comes we just Zik. There comes the stun. And they just keep the pressure on. Will it be enough though is the question. It looks like it will be. TPs are gonna come in though, trying to save Krili's life, and it looks like it's working. Blumberg is the one to come in. He will be able to pick up We Just Zik with his ulti if he gets a chance to cast it. Jackal's gonna try to make sure that he doesn't get the chance though, and he's actually able to pick him up. Jackal dominating 4-0. Doing amazingly well, and Blumberg just coming in for the death on the top lane. Nobody else coming in for 4FC, no other help, no Haunt to help out either. Spectre only just got his level 6, so at that fight didn't have it just yet, as we have got Bloodseeker just coming in to kill a Phantom Assassin still, because the Rupture was there. Why not, you'd ask? Well, indeed, why not? Just kill him off, why don't you? 7-3, iCCup doing really well. The only thing 4FC wants is to delay this game so that Spectre can get something going here, and right now that's not really going all too well. And like I said, I mean, yes, you can hope that your game lasts longer to get your heroes up to farm, but then you're still having to deal with an anti-mage that is just as happy to be taking to be having a long game than a Spectre. And then you have to rely on hexes that someone should be building or something to just get shut down to shut down the anti-mage. But that's such a long way off right now that I'm not sure if that is something that 4FC can actually do. Because where are they gonna get the gold? They're not getting kills, they're not getting map control by getting towers, and no map control is less farm in on the lanes, and also of course no tower, so no tower gold at that. As we do have nobody farming in the jungle of 4FC, but they're coming to the mid lane. They want to take this. They're going on Resolution. There comes a torrent as well. It hits, and that's going to be a kill. Resolution going down for the 3rd time this game. So he died 3 times out of the 4 kills that 4FC have so far. And we are going to be seeing maybe some pressure on the tower, and of course with the take aim, Blumberg can sit there, hit the tower, and not have any chance of hitting. He just has to make sure that he has vision on the tower. It's nighttime, so the only way to have vision is to actually have creeps helping out. But this might actually be the first tower. TP incoming though. This is Bloodseeker looking for blood. Oh my god, pun not intended, but it was there anyway. Bloodseeker lands a Rupture up on Iconoclast. Grilly just standing there, jumps away to a teammate. And the Rupture, actually, Iconoclast is just gonna run with it, knowing that otherwise he would die anyway, so might as well just try to run. We have got Grilly staying alive for now, as we have Kunkka getting dropped, but the Torrent cleans out the Husker. Jackal in some trouble. I will actually go down! Big kill going the way of 4FC, and that is gonna be resolution. Getting slowed down. Strangby doesn't have another dagger, but will try to catch up anyway. And there is gonna be the assassination. Bam! You're dead. 3-4-0. We just zig. What can he do? Always want to fly. He's gonna be in some trouble. Here comes Grilly once again. That is Blomberg with a double kill. Now we just zig, having to give up the tower. Iconoclast, the only one that died here. If it is already back, of course he's not that high level. He's playing as support here, so it's not even too big of a trade. Actually, it's a really good trade for 4FC. Getting all those kills, just overextension from iCCup. I mean, yes, they have the upper hand, but they also have a lineup that is needing some time. And I really didn't think that this cloak was so long. It actually, I don't really like it anymore. I think with that, like it's like a dress. Well, oh well. But yeah, he went down. Jackal, first time he went down there, and all of a sudden, 8-8. And that is going to be the gold graph back to 0. With no towers going down just yet, Strangby going to be in some trouble. Torrent coming in to try and help out though. Jackal having to blink away soon, but his blink's still on cooldown for 2 seconds. There comes a dagger slowing him down, but the slow is only there until after he blinked, so that is not going to be a kill anymore. And 4FC, they do show their strength though, and that is going to be boats now also for Iconoclast, and boats for those who catch the reference will be there all over with a very short cooldown. But 4 heroes from iCCup looking for blood, looking for a tower kill. Strangby doesn't have anything, doesn't have any mana, can't hunt, can't dagger, but always want to fly. In a lot of trouble, is the first one to go down. Jackal gonna be forced to blink himself away already, and all of a sudden, from the 4 heroes that were standing there on the top lane, we're gonna be seeing maybe even 2 picked up. And the whole initiation and the ultimate, of course, being used and not to any avail. We just zig, gonna be going down 3-0. 4FC, they pull it back, they pull it together, and they get themselves 3 kills, and this should be a tower. This should be a tower. Strangby not even playing that big of a role, as in, I mean, he didn't have hunt, he didn't have dagger, all he did was just stand there and basically be the tank. Nice crypt swarm though, but it's still gonna be a bit of a pressure coming down here. Always want to fly FC, still be careful. Still 5 versus 1, but it looks like 4FC are not going to be forcing this. Strangby doesn't want to force anything because he is going to be going for his Radiance still. Interesting to note this, like the Spectre going for Radiance is pretty old school, but it actually works out very well here because of the lack of, well, lack of defenses for iCCup. I mean, we have the Bloodseeker that will take a lot of damage from that Ogre. Magi as well. It will actually help out Mag quite a bit because he can just, you know, he gets more attack damage with the lower HP he gets, and that slow burn will actually help him out a bit. But it might also be counterproductive, of course, if he just stands too long on it. I mean, that goes for everything. Jackal is going to be burned a bit by it, even though he has thread, so he has got that HP. And he almost got himself the Battle Fury complete as well, so we'll be going for that, and actually tries to push the tower down a bit. And so far no defense coming in. We do have Kunkka walking that direction. What you doing, Boomski? Oh, nothing special. But yeah, Iconoclast walking towards the bottom lane. But, well, it's going to be in time to defend the tower because Jackal basically does no damage. But let's take a look at some more of the items, as we have Strangby needs 200 more gold for the relic. We have got Necrolite going for that mechanism. I mean, he is already the sustainable hero. Normally, if you see a Necrolite in competitive play, he is played as a bit of a tanky hero. He will be going for maybe a Vanguard and a pipe, maybe, still a mechanism maybe, but you know, just make sure that he is a sustainable hero that can just stand there, continuously put out his pulse, and just, you know, be the annoying hero. For now, he is gonna be trying to be that, but he's not gonna be as tanky as anything else. So he will just be a support, as Jackal is gonna be forced to blink away. There comes Hold in Place. That will be enough. He blinks away, and we just see landing a stun. You're gonna be maybe regretting that one. They can't stop him from TPing out though, and they know that they are gonna be not getting a kill with that one. And that is the Reaper Scythe used for that. Boomski, of course. I mean, I said that during the draft. It is a disable, and it's a pretty long one at that. I mean, they might not have used full potential of the skill because it doesn't do any damage, but they did use the stun. And there's a jump in. Mag looking for Boomski. No more pulses after this one. Boomski will go down. Both will fly in. Jackal in a lot of trouble. It is Krillia looking for a kill. There goes the headshot, giving some vision. Should be a kill. No, he blinks it to safety. Indeed, Mag gonna be going for Krillia now. And one crit, but he doesn't get it. Still the kills there. Creeps helping out. And it's Bloodseeker looking for the anti-mage maybe. Oh, actually no, they're on the same team. Bloodseeker looking for safety. What am I saying? Haunt being used. We just zig. It's gonna be did he really just do that? Yes, he did. That was Spectre going for the hunt and getting the kill on the anti-mage with that. Very nicely done. But yeah, we just they give up the tower. This is the second tower to go down on the side of iCCup. The torrent actually still hit on We Just Dig, and they might be able to kill him off. And there goes an assassinate and a dagger. He's gonna help out a bit, but Blumberg has got it covered. He's got himself a Sanj going for that Heaven's Halberd maybe even, just to shut down that anti-mage. Not quite sure though. It would be quite interesting to see a sniper going for that. Sanji Yasha would be nice for him as well, just go for that extra speed. But I wouldn't actually be opposed to a Heaven's Halberd. I would actually quite like that, because they know that that anti-mage is gonna be a big problem later on in the game. And they have been dealing with him. This was the second time that he died. But they need ways to shut him down. The Bloodseeker's 4-staff almost complete actually. As we see, let's see some more items. Mag has his armlet complete. We saw him building towards that a moment ago already. And the mechanism almost done up on Always Wanna Fly. And he'll have that probably a bit earlier than the Necrolite has, as the Necrolite has got himself only the buckler. And that is gonna be the Radiance ready upon the Spectre. And that will be a tide turner. For sure. For sure. And I'm kind of curious to see what one hunt would do to, let's say, a Death Prophet. As Death Prophet popped her ultimate trying to go for that tower, We Just Dig looking for a way in, looking for a stun, but here comes Strangby with a dagger. More support coming in. There goes a dagger as well. Another dagger is going to be slowing down Always Wanna Fly. Need some crits. Need to kill him off before those spirits come back to her, and they can do that. And they did. Sniper getting the kill. Another dagger. We Just Dig. Gonna be X-marked the spotted, and they're not gonna be able to TP out even though he went down before that anyway. 2 kills going away of 4 FC, looking for a kill up on the tier 2 tower. And the Haunt still not used. Resolution trying to farm some on the bottom lane. He really needs that 4-staff. In the meantime on the bottom lane, it is the Haunt that's getting used. Mag is gonna be going down there, and there he goes. And that is gonna be Strangby. Not even playing that big a role in that. That was just Boomski's ulti, as I said. That's just a counter towards the Huskar. If you play a pub, and you have a Huskar on your opponent team, Necrolite on your team would be very nice to have. Always. Iconoclast. Trouble. Jackal coming in. There comes a Torrent. Rupture. Gonna be up on Iconoclast as well. He can't move out. He might be able to do something there, though. Jackal taking a lot of damage, but the Urn Charge is not gonna take him down. And Ogre Magi stuns actually will take Iconoclast down instead. We've got the Vlads up on Krilli, got himself Poor Man's Shield still as well, Space Boots. And then that is actually all that he has. I mean, if you look at the net worth, it is the Sniper and the Spectre that are pulling out ahead of the 2 teams. And then Anti-Mage and Huskar following quite closely. But as I said, they already have a counter towards that Huskar, being the Necrolite, and the Anti-Mage if... Nah, it's gonna be Sanjay Yasha, never mind that. But Anti-Mage, they have actually been able to take him down. Twice already. He is still gonna be that force that you have to really be careful about, and they still have to be really careful about getting him down in terms of using the right spells at the right time, etc. But it is gonna be... It's still gonna be tough. It's still gonna be tough. Boomski finding himself Jackal. And the courier actually coming in. Mechanism is complete, but it's not gonna save Boomski. He will go down, and Teammage's Mana Void will take care of that.
Magic is an abomination.
Oh, Jackal blinking away after Krilli, looking for another dagger. Has it again. Needs some vision. Gonna be finding that vision as well. It's got his team right behind him. Just need that dagger going. There goes the multicast though. The dagger from the Spectre coming in. And that is gonna be We Just Dig going down. Jackal looking for a turnaround, blinks forward, goes for Krilli. Krilli running for his life is gonna be successful from that, as Jackal already backs up Strangby, getting silenced up. He gets a jump from Mag. Mag though, not really the best way to go, but he does it and he gets the kill on the Spectre. Iconoclast gonna be coming in to try and take that Almost Wanna Fly, who is the last one alive here, and is indeed getting the kill, even though Blumberg was just doing the work for him, and actually gets the kill there as well. That's a team wipe on the side of iCCup, still getting the Spectre and the Phantom Assassin pretty decent, but Blumberg coming in there and just cleaning house was all that it was really needed for 4FC, and that is gonna be another tower going down. It's the towers surely in favor of 4FC, and we see that back in the gold graph as well, as we have 3k gold in their favor, not that much though, and 5k experience might be showing a bit more, as we have most of that sitting on the sniper. Look at that experience, 3 levels higher than the highest up on iCCup. That's a lot. That is really a lot. And that is, and it's actually just the full 3 levels. I mean, he's not even, Huskar is not even almost level 14, no, he just got level 13, so very nicely done for the sniper. Having that solid mid lane, not really dying too often. I mean, he's got 11 kills now and is actually doing way better than the anti-mates, of course, as well. Anti-mates had a great start, had actually a brilliant start, but I guess the lack of disables kind of hurts. They do have that Ogre Magi, but that 1.5 second stun before he's level 6 is not really gonna cut it. And just the control of 4FC with the slows that they have is proving to be a bit more there. As we have got Iconoclast as a support getting himself face boots, that earn charge. He is still like, you have to look at it this way, like if the game lasts long enough, what are you gonna have? You're gonna have an Ogre Magi support on one side, and he is gonna be continuing to be the Ogre Magi, and his blood loss definitely should not be underestimated though. That's gonna be really nice for him to have. But on the other side, you're going to be having a Kunkka support, and Kunkka support later on in the game can be something entirely different than support. And that is, I mean, he just can transfer into that semi-carry. So if 4FC, if you look at it late game, even with the anti-mage, can still be pulling out ahead here. And actually they should be pulling out ahead, though anti-mage will still be anti-mage. So, I mean, then it comes, based on heroes, it's in favor of 4FC if you think about it's a 50-minute game or so. But it's all gonna come down to captaining in the end. I guess that is always the case. As iCCup with their Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker kind of lost his value. He got himself a kill early on in the game on the Phantom Assassin, but after that, who wasn't really able to do anything, and of course he died 3 times in the mid lane against the solo sniper, and that is not something you want to be seeing. I'm still thinking that what I said during the draft, having the Bloodseeker in the jungle might have been a better idea, because he just didn't have any added value in that mid lane. As we're gonna see Strang be TPing out of the top lane, knowing that there were people coming for him. The ward was there. I actually don't know if he saw them walking past that one. So that is gonna be that, as we instantly have a ping coming out from Mag, realizing that there is indeed a ward. Blumberg and Boomski in the meantime getting some pressure down on the middle lane, might be trying to go for more. I mean, look at the map coverage for 4FC. They want it all. They have it all. They actually know that they have the map control, so what you have when you have map control, what places iCCup have to farm, is going to be that one creep camp that is ported. Yay! So very nicely done. iCCup fighting blind. Yes, they have got an Ogre Magi as support, but Ogre Magi still is planning to build towards his urn, and he still doesn't have it. Ooh. Shrapnel coming down. Jackal in some trouble. X marks the spot though. Gonna be happening. No torrent, but there is gonna be. Oh, the Haunt! Mechanism trying to help out. Jackal already blinking away. The Illusion chased him down though. The dagger hits Inspector. He has a goal. Not gonna be happening. In the meantime, Death Prophet is gonna be going down. It is gonna be Boomski running for his life. Will not be able to do so. Mag cleaning him up. And that is gonna be a 1-for-1 trade. Curly looking for something. Has got a DD rune. Going for Mag. Needs crits. 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 No crits, but still kill. Rupture though up on Crilly. That's a crit on Resolution! Mana Void. Oh, and another crit! And still gonna be a kill up on Inspector, but that was a nice crit up on the anti-mage. Resolution also got a crit. Sometimes you get no crits, sometimes 2 in a row. And that proved to be very successful, even though Bloodseeker didn't die because of it. Obviously, he wasn't low enough. They still got the kill because of the Rupture and and of course because of the Blood Rage, but nicely done anyway. I guess I can't say nicely done when you just get lucky for crits, I guess. Oh well. We just sick. Gonna be stunning up on Blomberg. Gets torn in the face as thank you. Oh, do you really want to walk towards that? He is gonna be going down if he's not careful. The dagger might actually still hit him. Actually hits upon resolution instead, and Ogre Magi was forced to TP from within his base towards his fountain. So 4FC really having the control, as said earlier. X marked the spot upon Always Wanna Fly. The torrent was still there, but was timed quite well. I actually would say that the torrent was probably timed properly, but you can just force X mark the spot to trigger to come back earlier on, but the silence made sure that that didn't happen. So in the end, it was indeed Always Wanna Fly that saved his own life with that, or at least probably not would have died anyway, but at least saved him from getting comboed there. As we have Jackal actually going for his own Vladimir. It's quite interesting to note, because normally you'd see an anti-mage going for more damage dealing items at this time, going for Mantis Tower or something, having a bit of extra escape as well, but he actually goes for a Vlad's, as we have got resolution in some trouble. Blomberg, invisibility up, gets help with the dagger and gets the kill, as he, by the way, has got a quite nice inventory by now. But 4FC looking to take the control, and Jackal not going to be able to do anything against it for now. He needs more, and he's not getting it. And I would actually say maybe it would be better for a Bloodseeker to go for the Vlads. Would probably have been better. Or even Death Prophet, as she has got her mechanism, of course, and she also has almost drums, but that is about it. And drums are going to be very important, of course, also for the anti-mage, just to get that aura off, as we have a man fight Strangby for his anti-mage. Strangby actually forcing Jackal away. That Radiance Burn doing enough there, and that is going to be pressure on the tier 3 tower top. Jackal has got a TP, can be here, and it's actually Huskar that picks up the Phantom Assassin. Huskar finding Strangby, and actually Strangby in a lot of trouble. Strangby goes down. Mag double kill doing Huskar stuff right here. Huskar being Huskar, just, you know, you can't kill him. Can't kill him, not that way anyway. You need that Necrolite. You need that Reaper Scythe, and he's actually going to use it upon Always Wanna Fly, which was a secure kill to begin with. Both flying in, it's upon resolution. That's a double kill for Boomski, and another kill also going the way of Blomberg as he picks himself up the Ogre Magi. 3 heroes dead up against iCCup, with 2 heroes being picked up by 4FC on a different side of the map, but 4FC getting the control on the top lane and then getting the tier 3, and might actually be getting the barracks as well, as I don't think Mac can do anything against it. He actually doesn't have a TP scroll, so he just has to run. Now Jackal has got TPs, but he knows he can't do anything by himself anyway, so why actually risk it, right? And there goes the melee Rex on the mid lane, and Blomberg might be able to do this, and Mag, what you doing? Not going to his base, that's what he's doing.
Middle barracks has fallen.
And that is 2 melee Rex going down. And that is gonna be impressive for our 4FC. Not too much resistance for that. Actually, no resistance whatsoever almost. I mean, yeah, there was some at the start, but they didn't have to deal with the Mag, they didn't have to deal with Jackal, and then it was a 3 versus 3 fight, and
invisibility.
yeah, that was, well, that was very nicely done for 4FC, even though, I mean, losing the Spectre and the Phantom Assassin not really ideal. Feeding Mag with those kills, not ideal either. But it could have been worse. They could have not gotten the Rax, and they did get the Rax. They actually got the ranged Rax on the top lane as well. And Mag just looking for a way in. Needs to have some support. We do have Bloodseeker coming in. Looks like they want to go for Boomski. Dagger hits up on resolution instead. There goes Boomski. Some trouble. Gonna get ruptured. Gonna be going down. In the meantime, 4-step forward on resolution. Doesn't matter. Curly will just blink after him as Mag gonna get silenced up. Gonna get torrented. And will probably be going down if the crits are there. Which they weren't, but the damage was still there as well. We just dig in some trouble. Going down as well. 3 kills going the way of 4FC. And of course the only one that died actually managed to get by himself back. Boomski with Boots of Travel being back in action with only a matter of seconds. Always Wanna Fly gonna be popping her ultimate, his ultimate, before he walks back to base. Gonna be able to kill off Curly, that's nice, but still will be in some trouble. Uses the mechanism, stays alive, impressively enough. Jackal coming in. That is Necrolite going down for the 2nd time. Resolution TPing in as well. He sees Anti-Mage dying and he runs himself back to the base. Dodging the dagger, doesn't matter, the dagger will still hit, and that is Always Wanna Fly going down as well. Blomberg has his deadless complete, let it be known, let the crits flow in, and let 4FC take the last melee Rex, and I think this is gonna be game 4FC, winning their first game in the AtoD, the Dota 2 reversed mode tournament. And it is, of course, the European group stage that we're watching, so it's all best out of ones for now. And we're gonna be seeing another game with 4FC. 4FC will be going up against the team of PGG +4. It is the retry that we will see after this one. So stick around for that, as we are gonna see if they're gonna be giving away another anti-mage, which I think they won't actually, because I don't think that, I mean, yeah, they still won, but giving away an anti-mage might not be the best thing ever. So, yeah. Gonna be trouble for them. Anyways, we're gonna be seeing what they can do in the next game. Stick around for 4FC versus the retry. My name is Sheever. If you want to support me, check out SheeverGaming.com and you will see everything that you can do to support me, like following me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, and you can all find it there. So let's just jump ourselves into the next game straight away. Don't go anywhere, and we will be right back with you. Well, I'm not we, but I will be right back with you. There you go. This is much better.